No, but I was just telling, my sister always ate clean, but she never could lose weight. And so as we've discussed over time, it's all about calories in, calories out. And then the macros, paying attention to those just for health reasons and also staying full. And like you're saying, the whatever that big word is you use, the
Yeah, the thermic
metabolic
effect of
reasons
food.
for
Yep.
eating protein, but mainly because it goes to help maintain, your muscles and help with recovery if you're working out. So my sister's always worked out, you know, she's a very, very dedicated to her workouts and to her cardio and to her strength training. Very strong athlete in college, but never could really drop that baby weight
Yep.
and always ate clean. Then she got a calorie counter app, like you recommended to me, whatever one worked for her. And yeah, she's dropped like 25 pounds. She never was over super big, but just really and she's like, yeah, calories matter. And she's like, if she puts on a few pounds, she's like, I'm just eating too much,
Yeah. Yeah, I think definitely know.
you
The
know?
calories matter and the type of calories matter, as you mentioned, like making sure you're getting
Yeah.
enough protein, carbs, fats, having it all in balance. We're dependent on what, your specific diet is at the moment. So awesome. I'm glad, you're passing it along. You're helping your
Trying
friends
to
and
convince people, who don't really who don't understand. And I had heard that a long time ago when I was younger. I had a coach, who he would always be real blunt with me if I'd come in, after the summer a little heavier and be like, Aaron, you need to lose some weight for the soccer season. He'd be like, you need to stop eating so much. You need to
yeah.
drop your calories. You need to start, running a little bit more because you're just eating too much. So that's how I would get, because he kind of had weight back then. You kind of had we didn't have to make weight, but for college it was kind of like if you were going to be, like a striker or an offensive player, they wanted you lighter so you'd be faster, less prone
Sure.
to injury. So it'd be like, you need to lose 15 pounds. First thing they do with physicals, put you on the scale. If I weighed 195, it'd be like, I want you at 185 or 180. It's like, you got to eat less. So
Yep. Yeah.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
like,
And
you're
now,
eating too much over the
yeah.
summer, right? Like, yeah, so I'd cut out the soda and the pizza and the,
All the
and
things
the
we eat
ice
as
cream and
college.
all that.
Yep.
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 So I kind of learned that principle. And so, that was helpful, but it's also helpful, I think, to be reminded that because you hear so much noise on the internet about what to eat and all these different diet programs. And at the end of the day, whether you're choosing low fat or low carb, it all is ultimately just a, a means to get to the same end, which is you have to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight and to lose fat. If you want to be lean and ripped and, if you want to look like Laura, you have to be at a calorie deficit at some
Right,
point,
right, right.
Yeah.
And I think
So,
in terms of that too, finding the calorie deficit, the style of diet that works for you that you can do consistently for a longer period of time to get there. Because,
yeah.
losing, I mean, losing any amount of weight, those last 5 to 10 are often the hardest. But if you can have a diet that you can stick to that you enjoy, that makes it even easier, I should say, a little easier
No,
to
I
get
mean,
there.
it's never easy. Um, nothing in life is easy that's worth having. So we don't have to
Yeah.
even we don't have to try to like I don't need somebody to make it easy for me. I just need
Mhm.
somebody to, to keep me accountable and to encourage me and to tell me I'm on track.
Mhm.
Because I think one of the things that happens to all of us and probably happens to you too, even though you're a coach, is when you're training for a competition, when you look at yourself, you don't see the changes over time. Somebody's got to
Yeah.
tell you, hey, you're on track, or we need you to, because you
Right.
you
That
don't
objective
have a
eye.
yeah, it's
Hmm.
very hard, it's only after, I look at my photos a year later, right? Do I say, okay, I was in good shape? It takes up
Right.
some time because you're never going to be objective with yourself.
It's really
Um,
hard. Yeah. I tried to diet myself for some competitions when I first started. like 2008, and I way over dieted myself because I was just like, it's not enough. It's not
Yeah.
enough. I needed someone to be objectively, looking at me and saying, you're
Yeah.
good. Like, so you're
And I'm
right.
the
Having
opposite
someone,
way. I need to have somebody that I check in with every couple weeks on video. And, I tried other coaches at times or try to do it by myself after I worked with you the first time. I was like, okay. Um, and, I need somebody who will meet with me, who, you use the app for communication, which is great. So we're communicating and that's keeping me in check, you know?
hmm hmm
And that's really what you need. And even if you're not preparing for a competition or prepping, and you have the extra money, or you may feel like you don't have the money to hire a coach or a nutritionist or a dietitian, find somewhere else in your budget that you're blowing money, because we all blow money somewhere, and really
we do.
prioritize it.
Hmm
Because or before you go out and spend a bunch of money on like a diet supplement or a GLP, what is it, one
Yep.
medication
Yep.
that's super expensive. Those are fine, but get, I would spend my money first on a coach or someone to talk to. Then you can look at, okay, what do I need to take?
Yeah.
Right. After you get your
Right.
diet in order, if you still haven't reached your goals, maybe talk about, okay, what are some supplements or medications that I may need to add?
Yeah.
Right. So,
Right. Right. Definitely, as you said,
yeah.
like the coach can help you build the foundation of drink
Yeah.
enough water, get enough movement, eat,
Yeah.
all your vegetables, all of that. And then after you've got
Yeah.
that consistent, then we talk about, okay, do we need to add some
Yeah.
supplements and or medications, whatever it might be. And it's sometimes it's just filling in little blanks here and there, not, something grand that we have to overhaul in terms of medications.
Yeah. Because, you're
Yeah.
going to just be bombarded with ads about all kinds of stuff today. There's a lot of miracle cures out there, peptides and
hmm
all the GLP ones that are out there, and and I don't. I mean, people need them, or they may. But me personally, I just wasn't going to turn to that. I'm not going to turn to that first. And plus, you know, uh, registering for a natural competition, you can't take any of that stuff.
Yeah. I was just going to say, let's
Yeah,
talk about you a little bit and your process
yeah.
because you're natural athlete getting on stage at 52,
One, well,
51.
51. Hey,
Sorry.
don't add
Sorry.
another year to me, but at 51. Yeah, I mean,
51, it's
yeah.
really
Yeah,
commendable.
there was only two guys in my natural competition the last time. This is my first time competing in the 50 category. And, we only had two guys, so they weren't even able to have a competition, right? It's
Mhm.
like because there just aren't that many
Weird.
guys out there in their 50s competing,
Yeah.
even like in a men's physique, because I mean, either a lot of it's hard to stay in shape as you get older, as we know, or priorities with a lot of work or whatever,
Right.
or just the fact that, a lot of men in their 50s are probably on testosterone, which is fine. If you need it, you need it, get
Right.
I
Right.
have a lot of friends that are on it. They're working with their doctors. It's probably good for them. But you can't be on testosterone replacement and compete in the OCB
Natural.
natural contest, no matter what your age is, right? So,
Right. Right.
um,
But
and I don't, and I mean,
go ahead.
I've got my blood work with you. So, and I don't really need testosterone replacement. My
Right.
testosterone's fine. So, um, but a lot of men just they're like, there's got to be something wrong with me, but they haven't addressed their diet.
hmm
They may be
hmm
in the gym, but they're still carrying that 25, 30, 40 pounds, or they're not able to meet their goals. They want to get their body, they want to look better, whatever it is, before you change your testosterone or whatever it is, to try to get a diet. Try to
Yeah.
stick to a diet for more than 3 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Six
For sure.
months, 10 months, whatever it is, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's a lot longer
Yeah.
than 3 weeks to really get the results.
Yeah,
And there's
three
an old
weeks is
saying that's just
nothing,
like,
right?
yeah, there's an old
But you
saying it's
still have
like,
to do 3 weeks. 3 weeks is
yeah,
probably in
right,
order, but it's probably going to be longer. But start with three
right.
weeks, right? If
Start,
that's what
yeah,
you need. But
one
yeah,
day at a time. So I
yeah.
mean, you have a lot of work obligations. You travel a lot. Tell us a little
We
bit
all
about
do.
how you prep. I mean,
We all
you
do.
travel though. I think more than anyone I know. You're always
We all
somewhere.
do. We all do, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We, uh, I mean, I have less obligations in some ways than others, maybe because I don't have children. I'm not married. So, I mean, but we all have a set of circumstances and challenges in life. We're all busy.
Hmm.
Hopefully, at our age, we're all busy, we're all successful to some extent, however you want to define that for yourself. But yeah, I mean, I don't think that being on the road or traveling is really an excuse because food goes everywhere and it's everywhere. And I don't cook, so I travel. I don't cook. I can use an air fryer. I microwave food. I eat in restaurants. So that's not an excuse. You can
Yeah.
find almost something anywhere, right?
Hmm.
From being in Las Vegas to Punta Cana the last year, going to Hawaii in a week. It's not like I'm in places that are, the food is not, plentiful. But you kind of learn the kind of what foods work in what
Right.
restaurants. I mean, I fast food too. I mean, I go to fast food restaurants. I mean, I try not to spend a lot of money when I'm on the road, and sometimes I'm in a hotel that allows for a little prep if I get a kitchen or something.
Hmm.
Sometimes all I've got is a refrigerator. Sometimes
Hmm.
all I've got is a microwave. So I've got to go out and eat if I want. So,
Yeah.
but you can find something at McDonald's if you are creative, right?
Right.
So
Right.
like if I have to go to McDonald's, you have me on a low carb diet, that's what works for me. I'll I'll get a cheeseburger or a hamburger, take it off the bun, put it on a keto bun, and bring my protein chips with me, get a Diet Coke, good to go, right? I mean, I know
Yep.
the macros in there, and if you actually look at the macros, they're pretty good for that meal.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
low carb meal. Um, and yeah, I mean, you're not going to be able to go to Five Guys and get the fries and eat a big box of the free peanuts or whatever. You can have a few peanuts. Peanuts are fine.
Right.
Um, but like a small cheeseburger from Five Guys is about 400 calories without the bun.
Hmm.
High in protein, probably 30 grams of protein, very few carbs, you know,
Hmm.
um, and pretty satisfying. You could put some vegetables on it, some mushrooms and some pickles. And I don't like mayo, so I don't have that temptation. So, but you can always find something somewhere, right? Chipotle is always available. Just watch the rice at Chipotle because sometimes you don't get the even portions. So,
Yeah. Yeah. They
you
load it up,
know, yeah,
which is
ask them for yeah, rice if you're eating carbs. For me, a lot of times, like I'll just go to Chipotle and now they have a side. You can just get the steak side or the chicken side. I know we're kind of getting practical here, but
Mhm. No,
just
I
put
think
it
it's important.
on a, I put it on a low carb, tortilla,
Hmm.
eat that, put a little low fat cheese or even fat cheese on it. Good to go, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you can find cost effective stuff on the road, even just go to the deli, get some turkey for your room,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. We use
There's so
some
many
bars and things like
alternatives
that.
now.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I don't
I
eat protein bars. I've stopped eating protein bars because they just digestion wise, they just don't work for me.
Mhm.
I don't do a ton of protein shakes, although I have been because my company sent me for my 5-year anniversary a NutriBullet, so I've been That works really well, making good
Experimenting.
shakes. So I've been adding in a few protein shakes, but nothing,
Hmm.
nothing outside of just food.
Yeah. Whole nutrient dense food. I remember when we first
Eggs.
started working together, like 2023, I think it was sometime in
Hmm.
that frame.
Yeah.
And I remember you telling me, like, I don't cook, I eat out all the time. And I was like, oh, wow, this is going to be difficult. But that you really do your research on what to order at restaurants. And now that once you do it once, like, then you know. And you're not afraid to plan ahead and bring things like the protein chips, the keto buns, stuff like have that stuff on
Yep.
hand so that it's easy to hit your macros. So that I have to say really impressed me with the way that you do
You can
things.
all, yeah, always, you can always, like Kroger is everywhere, but every grocery store now has keto
Mm-hmm.
buns, keto bread. They've got breakfast flavored breads now. And honestly, I mean, even if you're not on a keto or low carb diet, the breads actually have less calories. So if you're really trying to cut your calories, you should probably maybe use that. So, because like a couple slices of the bread, two slices of keto bread, and they're getting better at it. It tastes pretty good, and you get used to it. It's like 60 calories in two pieces of bread.
That's really low for a piece of bread.
Yes,
Yeah.
right. Where, one piece of bread is regular bread might be 100 calories. You can get two
Oh,
pieces of
easy.
bread for, yeah. So, like this morning for breakfast, I had four slices of toast. There's a total of four carbs
Yep.
and, yeah, and 120 calories in four, in
That's
four
awesome.
slices of
Yeah.
cinnamon toast.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
you can get creative. The protein chips now are starting to taste pretty good. And yeah, people are like, well, they don't taste like regular chips. Well, no shit, Sherlock. They're protein chips. They're never
Not
going to be,
supposed to.
Pringles or Lay's or anything like that. But, you know,
But it's
they're
worth
better
it
than
to have, yeah.
yeah, they beat a stick in the eye.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
pretty crunchy, and I like them. I actually prefer them now. You get to kind of the place where you prefer them, right?
Yeah.
And you can take a keto bun to a restaurant with you, and a lot of times the waitress or the waiter will be like, "Oh, okay, you brought your own bun. What's going on?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm on a low carb diet." And they're like, "I've been thinking about that." They're like, "Where did you get those?" And you have a conversation with them, and
Nice.
so people think you're weird, but who cares? At 51, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm bringing my own food.
Yeah.
It's probably less nerdy than bringing your own prepared food to a restaurant. You might
For
as well eat
sure.
the food they have so
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
So well, good. So
yeah.
what's your biggest challenge then during prep? Because
Oh,
we did a competition in January. Now we're kind of doing a little
yeah,
bit of a build and then going into a competition for March.
yeah.
Um, just to kind of give people a timeline of what we're doing. So what's the most challenging thing for you during prep?
Well, the most challenging thing for me all the time, and I know this, I'm not a gym rat.
How often do
So
you train?
3, 4 days a week. Usually, like right now, I've been doing five and not like full sessions. I just try to break my sessions up into like one or two body parts just to
Yep.
make it a little bit mentally easier. And plus, being on a low carb diet, you kind of run out of gas.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I just do a couple. Like I'll go to the gym and just do a couple body parts or one or two sets on a body part and then leave.
Yeah.
So like today, like I was telling, I just did squats on a squat machine today and some back extension and some abs and that's it. It was probably 20 minutes. So probably total for like normal people, it's probably a 2 day, 3 day workout if you go for an hour.
Yeah.
So it's
And I
probably
think
the total of about maybe 4 hours a week in the
yeah.
gym. I don't like lifting weights. I know it's crazy, but
Yeah.
um, probably when I was younger, I liked it more. I was much more of a gym rat. And today, that's probably my biggest challenge is actually the weight training.
Yeah.
Um,
And
but
I think it's important to note that it doesn't have to be the schedule, like, the gung ho, like 2 hours in the gym every single day. I think that people assume that it has to be like you can manage things and make it fit into your schedule. Like we absolutely do. Like some weeks that you're lifting 3 times, some weeks you're lifting 5 times, and it's less duration for each one. We're making it work with what's happening for you. And that's, gotten us to our goal a couple times. I mean, we've done multiple shows together.
yeah, and I think the issue is we don't like I've been lifting since I was 30, so it's 21 years in the gym. So,
Mhm.
like when you and I talk, it's rarely about the training part. It's about
The
what
food
makes
part.
90% of the way that you look, right? At the end of the day,
Hmm.
especially for a natural athlete, if you want to look, I always say if you want to look good, I always tell guys in the gym if they ask me, especially like right now, I'll go to the gym. I'm a little bit leaner. I look fit. Plus, you're 51. If you look fit at 51, there's something that doesn't compute for a lot of people. They're like, you're not supposed to look like that at 51.
Yeah.
So the conversation I'll have is, hey, you just need to lean out if you want to look better.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
hate, you just need to lean out because most young guys come to me, they got plenty of muscle. They've been lifting forever. They should. They just need to lean out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you're going to look better. So just and they tell me, I say, well, I said, I'm just going with what my coach tells me, just cut your calories
Hmm.
and you'll lean out, but
Yeah.
lean out and you'll look
Yeah.
better. And so 90% of it's diet for me.
Oh
And
yeah.
we talk about diet most of the time.
Yep.
And that's the thing that I just tell people, you know, and I'm not a fitness influencer. I never post my work. I don't do any of that stuff. But so I will get questions when I'm only in the gym or, like that. And I usually get the questions when I'm in better shape prepping, because you look
Yeah.
better. And I just tell people, it's diet. You know, for a natural
With
athlete, training is important, no doubt, because you want to maintain your muscle, you want to get stronger. We all want to live longer, but so much is diet.
Yeah.
I mean, when I look at you in your competitions, I know you lift weights, but everybody in this space lifts weights.
Hmm.
But like your diet, it's diet. If you want to
Yep.
look like, a fitness personality or somebody on a stage or just even 12% body fat, you're not getting there without dieting.
Hmm. So if
Yeah.
you were
And yeah.
if you were to if someone was interested in competing, what would you be your best dieting tip that you would share with them?
Get a coach.
Get a coach, get a
Yes,
tracker, get someone
hire
to track,
somebody
and
to tell you what to do. It's just better. Like
yeah.
most people know what to do, but like you really need just somebody to hold you accountable, right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
even if you're not prepping, but your goal is, I want to get to 12% body fat. If you're a man and you get to 12% body fat, you get below 15% body fat, you're going to look like a freak
Hmm.
compared to the rest of the world, right?
Right. Yes.
I mean, I mean, below 15% body fat is probably a good goal for most men if they're really interested in really looking good with their shirt off, you
Yeah.
know,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Below
Exactly.
15%. Yeah. You start getting below 10%, you start when you're natural, you start dealing with hormonal issues, and you also kind of get people start to think you're weird. Like that's kind of like below 10%, it's kind of alien, especially for men in their 50s, right?
Yeah.
So
Get that prep
but if
phase
you want
and
to get
all the
below,
things.
if your goal is to get below 15%, and if you tell me you're at 15% and you're not dieting, you're not at 15%. You're probably at
No.
25%, right? It's like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Check the scale.
So yes,
Yes.
and you have to lose, and if you're at 20% body fat and you want to get below 15%, you have to lose more weight than you think you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But 15% is 15 to 12% is healthy. I can maintain that if I'm just intentional and and I think if you'd want to do a men's natural show and you've not and you can pass, the TRT requirements, then do it. And you probably could get on stage and look okay at 12 to 10% body fat. That's usually what most guys are. If you really want to win the show, the guys that usually win the shows are 7, 8% body fat. The
Yeah.
the
Really
the, the
pushing.
men my age are
Hmm.
7% body fat.
Yep.
Um,
And so
but
where you,
you're going to have to weigh
yep.
less than you think you will.
Yes, I think people are often surprised at how low the scale goes when they get on stage. And again, it's not sustainable, but it does like go back to, well, I think I should be 130, but they end up being 125, maybe 120, just that's more female numbers. But
Yeah.
you and I started it. We started probably, and then got on stage at low 160s,
Yeah,
right?
we usually start at 185 to 180 is my walking around weight, you
Hmm.
know. Yeah, somewhere in the 160s the last two shows.
Yeah. And I think it was nice
The
with
last this will
you and
be my
I.
fourth show coming up, and
Yep.
usually it's yeah, probably in the
Yeah.
160s. And I mean, I've done the body fat tests and stuff. I'm usually somewhere between 11 and 7%. I've been as low as 7% on a machine. Those aren't that accurate. So that doesn't
Hmm.
really matter. It just matters
Yeah.
how I look and feel
I was
more
just
than
gonna say,
anything.
you and I aren't like super hard on the numbers. We're more like, what is the look that we need, and we adjust based on what we see. So I think that's a
And
thing
I'm
for
just
people
looking
too,
for my
not to get
best look.
hung up on the scale.
I'm just looking for
Yeah,
my best look
yeah,
and best effort. I don't really care about where I place or anything, it doesn't matter.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so, and, uh, and really the day of the competition, I just try to enjoy it and meet people and have fun rather than worry about winning a show because I'm probably not going to win.
Mhm.
Because there are you would be amazed. Go to a natural body building show and you'd be amazed at how good a shape some of the guys are in.
Yes,
And you don't hear that on the internet that you can look like that without taking any supplements or anything like that, right?
yeah.
All these guys are just on creatine. That's about the only supplement,
You
right?
can
I
take.
mean, it's
Yeah,
amazing, especially the younger guys, the dedication, the stories, everybody. I try to talk to people and hear their stories and there's guys that have lost way more. I dropped 15, 20, 30 pounds for this. Some guys drop 60, 70, 80 you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
I
I think
mean, it's
one of the
amazing.
things,
So,
yeah, that I love about shows is meeting the people, and I walk away even more motivated, inspired to for myself because I hear all these other people's stories. I'm like, wow, like, they can do these amazing things. What am I going to do next? So it is the people that you meet are amazing backstage. That's one of the
and
biggest perks of shows.
and I've accomplished a lot, in my life, and stuff like that, as far as like career but like just being able to like transform your body is still there's something satisfying and all very human about it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's just and most people would like to look better, and most people would like to achieve what they would call an enviable or like Hollywood or beach body at least once in their life. And I've always been in good shape in my adulthood. So I've never been out of shape, as
hmm,
far as like, you know, and that's one of my probably, if people ask me over the years of all the things I've done, that's probably one thing I'm most proud of is that I have been able to stay in shape most of my adult life. That's an unusual thing.
yes,
I've met
yeah,
men my age who are multimillionaires, way richer than I am, but they've not been able to take care of their health. And that's,
yeah.
something that,
Health is
I've
wealth.
been able to do. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm proud of that, right? It's kind of
yeah,
something, yeah.
yeah.
I care
Amazing.
about it, you know.
Yeah, good. It shows. Good.
Yeah.
So yeah, anything else you want to add? Anything we didn't discuss? I think,
No, I mean, I would just reiterate, get a coach,
mhm.
right?
Yep.
If Laura's available, get her. If not, she'll refer
Thank you.
you to one of her
Yep.
coaches. And diet is 90%. If you think that diet doesn't matter, it's all that matters, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you if you've always wanted to look better, right? You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it, you know.
Yeah.
And there's really no excuse. We
Right.
all have obligations. It's just a matter of what's a priority for you. So,
Yeah. I love that.
yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing all your thoughts and your time. So